Hey, everybody. I just wanted to preface this episode with a quick apology for being late this week. This episode took a little bit of extra editing. You'll notice our guest is using, just a cell phone at the drop zone. And, there were some connection issues and technical difficulties and things like that. So it required a little extra editing. And also you'll notice that the episode ends pretty abruptly. That's because we lost connection at the end. But hopefully you'll listen all the way through because it's a really cool story. To go from being Amish to a heroin addict to a skydiver, it's pretty amazing. So without further ado, again, I apologize. Enjoy the show, and here's Moe Troyer. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Beer, a skydiving podcast. I'm your host, Brian McCauley, and unfortunately, Joe is not with us this week. He's doing Joe things. You never know what that guy's doing, so, we'll just make sure he's well and everything's going all right. I'm sure it is. But anyways, before we get too far into the show, we have Moe Troyer with us today.
Hi, everybody.
He's a skydiver over at Cleveland Skydiving Center. Yeah, right on.
For sure.
And just to get this stuff out of the way before we get into talking about Moe, if you want jerseys, you guys know what to do. Just hit us up at beerpodcast24@gmail.com. Same thing for stickers. So, Moe, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Brian?
I'm doing all right, dude. Hey, I have to apologize. I guess you thought things were starting off at 6, and I thought things were starting off at 7, but here we are starting off at 6:30.
That'll work.
Yeah, man, right on. So before we get into too much of your story, which I think is going to be pretty interesting from the little bit that we've talked about, why don't you just give us an idea of your skydiving background? So when did you start? How many jumps do you have? What sort of jumping do you like to do? All that kind of stuff.
All right. So I grew up on the same street as the drop zone. So I've been coming out here. My parents have been bringing me out here since I was like 4 or 5 years old. So I've been coming here a long time. So I would always come watch them swoop and stuff, and I was like, man, I want to do that, right? So I started in 2013. I did my AFF. I finished it the next spring. Marcy asked me,
right on.
I did a couple tandems, and then she asked me if I wanted to job packing parachutes. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. It'll pay for my license, right? So
that was, So we talked to Marcy a couple episodes ago, and she said that she took over the drop zone right around 2012, 2013, something like that. So you've been out there basically since Marcy has been running the place, right?
Yeah, I started like the second year.
Okay, cool.
After she started, yep. Long time.
All right.
Time flies. Wow. Yep.
Yeah, so
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah, so I started in 2014. I started packing. I packed all my own like AFF jumps. I packed all for myself. That was kind of cool. And then I got my license. Man, it was so much fun. I remember going to Skydive PA to do a bunch of jumps out there. That was cool. I met a bunch of cool people out there.
Yeah, sure.
Back then. Then in around 2020, I think it was, I went to Z Hills and did the AFF course with Brom. I got my AFF rating. And then had my AFF rating for like a year, and then I had a hard opening, which messed my neck up some. So I had to take like 2 years off of jumping, which kind of sucked. But
oh man,
yeah. From like 2021 to 2023.
I don't know if I could take that long off.
Sucked, man. It was rough. So
wow.
I I bought a camera, and then I was just taking here at the drop zone, taking pictures of everybody landing and stuff like that. Yeah, it was rough for sure.
I can imagine. So I've I've only been jumping for a couple of years. I started in 2023, and
Gotcha.
man, I couldn't imagine having to take time off. Like I am so careful with my body now. Like I don't want to get hurt so that I
Right.
can jump. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that is
Like
important. That is
man,
important. It sucks to be out. Yeah.
man.
Yep.
So I see like on your social media and stuff, you do a lot of swooping. Like is that what you
Yeah,
skydive
yeah.
for? Is that like the
Yeah, so when I was growing up, there was this guy named Dan Mazzy. And I don't know if you know uh Aaron Stokeham. He's a Flight One
No, I don't.
instructor now. He does
Okay. Yeah, I know Flight 1, yeah.
yeah, he does canopy coaching for them. He does most of his stuff out of Z Hills, but he travels all around. But he started here in Parkman way back when. So I grew up watching him swoop with Dan Mazzy as well. So I was like, man, I want to land my parachute like that, you know? So graceful, so fast, yeah.
Sure.
Precise, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
man.
and it's a rush coming like getting your feet just a couple feet off of the treetops, you know, like when you're coming in, um, right in the line, you know.
Yeah.
But
So you said you grew up around that drop zone and you were watching skydivers and stuff and that you started in like 2013. How old are you?
32, and I got my
32.
license
Okay. Right
when
on.
I was 19. So
Okay.
yeah,
All right. So how many jumps do you have now?
right around 1300, something like that.
Okay.
Around
All
1300,
right.
yeah.
So you and I don't know each other, I would say,
Yeah, not really,
well at all.
no.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I've seen you over there at the Cleveland Skydiving Center, and I see your social media stuff. We've obviously crossed paths,
Right.
but we haven't really spoken to each other very much. But like, I'm kind of the person who tries to get to the drop zone early. I always want to be on the first load, that kind of thing. And I remember seeing you out there, like, what would I say? Maybe leveling the runway with the tractor and like the
Oh, right.
the
Right.
those three steel wheels like
Yeah, the big
tending to the runway and
old-fashioned
stuff.
roller. Yeah.
Um, yeah, rollers. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So you've, I guess from what I'm gathering, like most of your time's been there at Cleveland. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, mostly I'm here in the summertime, yeah. Um, uh, I started taking care of
What do you do in the winter?
so sometimes I go out of state and work at like different drop zones. Yeah, and if I
Okay,
don't do that, I stay here, and I work here. I have my like so I work for myself. I do like all kinds of different trades. So I have a bunch of clients here. So if I'm here, I'm always working doing that stuff. So stay always staying busy.
yeah, I always see you like fixing decks or trimming trees or doing that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, a little bit of everything for sure.
Right on, man. And I guess that probably comes from your background, right? So, I mean, do you want to get into what it was like growing up and how you got into skydiving and just your whole story? Because just from the very small amount that we've talked about it on Messenger, I think it's probably super interesting.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, so growing up Amish, it was definitely way different. No electricity, uh, just mostly using a horse and buggy to get around if you're just going locally. Um, so we always had like a bunch of horses, bunch of dogs. bunch of animals growing up, which was cool. Um, but yeah, so how they heat their water in the houses, they have like a heater down in the basement, a stove, like a wood heater, and it heats up the pipe and it heats up the water pipes. So at like 9 years old, it was my job to get the chainsaw and cut the slab wood like every morning and get the fire going to heat water for the day. So I started really early age using a chainsaw and stuff like that, you know. Um, there's definitely always a lot of chores, like growing up, you know, doing that. Like take care of all
Yeah,
the animals, horses. You got to do that every day, right?
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I grew up in northwestern Pennsylvania, and near Spartansburg, there's a pretty large Amish community there, I guess. And
Yeah.
we would always see the horse and buggies, and you know the Amish doing whatever they do, but they're
Right
they're
on.
always out like farming and just doing all the stuff. So uh ha- and stop me if anything that I say is incorrect or like offensive or anything like that, because
Sure.
that's not
Uh,
what I want to do, right?
yeah, yeah, no worries.
But um I don't yeah, I don't know a lot about the Amish or what it's like to be Amish, but I do understand that it's a pretty big deal when you grow up Amish and you decide you don't want to be Amish anymore. So,
Right.
are you still Amish?
No, so not anymore. I left when I was 18. So I never like I left before I joined church. Like so I never joined the church, so I never got shunned or anything.
Okay.
So I still have a lot of Amish friends, you know, and yeah, like so I can still like
Okay, so that makes
yeah, so I can still work with the Amish
yeah, I was
crews
gonna
and
say that
stuff
that makes
and like
sense.
hmm yeah. So, but yeah,
Okay. Um,
if you join church
so
and then
how does
leave,
that
and then you get shunned.
so how does that work? What do you mean by join church?
So at a certain point, so you have to be a member of the church before you can get married, right? So at some point
Okay.
before you get married, you would join church, and become a member of the church. Um, and
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
so at a certain point when you decide you're ready to settle down and get married, you know, and then you would like join church first and then get married. But yeah,
So, and I don't want to focus too much on the Amish thing, but there's that thing called uh
Rum,
Rumspringa. Am I
Rumspringa,
saying that
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, that's right.
Okay. Is that like usually like that if I'm correct, that's like when Amish teenagers um are allowed to go and like be among the,
Yeah,
for lack of a better word, normal community, and then
yeah,
you
yeah.
can make a choice to either remain Amish or not. So does that
Right
usually
on.
happen before a person joins the church then?
Right before. So normally at the age of 16 or 17, depending on the family, but and then you can go out. You can then like go to movies and like bowling and stuff like that. You know, that you normally can't do. Like go to like amusement parks, like Cedar Point and places like that. Um, and just
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
go out and experience things, and then you can decide whether you want to be Amish or not. You know, but
Yeah, okay. I was always under the impression that during that time, if you decided to not be Amish anymore, then you would be shunned. But obviously what you're saying is different than that. So, obviously I was
yeah,
incorrect.
and it all depends though. Like some so there's a whole bunch of different churches and different rules. So for like stricter churches, or like older Amish, they have stricter rules. So a lot of those people, when they leave, their parents don't even speak to them after they leave and stuff like that. So there are a lot of them that are really strict still. But
Right. So maybe that's what I was thinking of.
yeah, but like some of them aren't as strict, and yeah, like I still talk to my like dad all the time and stuff. So and we still hunt and fish together all the time. So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So was there any sort of backlash, I guess, like when you decided you didn't want to be Amish anymore, or was it just, yeah, no, it's
Not
cool.
not really. No, no, not really. Uh, my my parents actually split. Um, and it was right when I was like 18. So when that happened, I was just like, it's a good time
Really?
to like bail, you know. So I just left. So
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right.
yeah. So my
Well, I'm
mom
learning all
is.
kinds of things. I didn't even realize that that could
Uh,
happen.
yeah. So my mom is not Amish anymore either. She lives in Arizona. And my dad is an Amish deacon. He still lives around here. But yep.
Okay. All right. Cool. So you're 18 years old, and you grew up right there near the drop zone. And for people who aren't familiar, Cleveland Skydiving Center is a big Amish community, or well, I don't know if it's big, but there is an Amish community right there by the
Yeah.
drop
It's
zone.
yeah. It's
Yep.
one of the largest in
And
Ohio. Yeah.
so you decide to, all right. Yeah, I remember the first time that I went to Cleveland Skydiving Center and I drove out there, and I was driving through, you know, Amish country essentially, and I was like, "There's no way there's a drop zone here," like, you know. And I'm driving down the road, and then all of a sudden there's a caravan. And I was like, "Oh,
Right.
okay, I guess there
Middle
is."
of nowhere.
it, it was. I thought I was in the wrong place.
Yeah. I bet. Yeah, I'm sure people think
Yeah, for
that all
sure.
the time.
Just-
Um, I do have a
yeah,
cool.
I bet. I certainly did.
Yeah, yeah, I do have a cool story. Like this one girl at one of the boogies, she had a cutaway, and then or no, she landed off, and I went to pick her up, and this little like open wagon with a small miniature pony and like an Amish dad with like 3 or 4 kids in the like uh sitting around the wagon, and they picked up this girl with her canopy. So the girl was sitting right in the middle of them with her like canopy hanging out all over the wagon. And I had like my big camera with me, so I hurried up and I got a shot of them, and they ended up putting it in the parachutist. That was pretty cool.
That's
But
awesome. That's
yeah,
awesome.
yep.
All right, so you're 18. You've grown up around skydiving. You decide to leave the Amish community. What happens next? Like what's it like for an 18-year-old almost man to do that? Like what happens to you next?
um, so you're asking like like what I was thinking about doing next and all those things, like uh as far as like uh
Yeah, once you left the Amish community, what'd you do? What happened next in your
so
life?
all right, so I left, and then I started. Well, so I left and I had a girlfriend at the time when I did my first tandem. And then we broke up, and then I got pretty bad there for a bit. I used to drink a lot when I started skydiving, and I was also doing heroin for a bit there. Yeah, I wasn't doing so great.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. I was there's a lot of partying and drinking in the Amish as well. They have some pretty badass parties, but yeah. So I was
Really?
drinking
You
a
wouldn't
lot.
expect that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They do for sure. So there was a lot of drinking, right? So I got into heroin, but yeah. And then and then I did a tandem, and then Marcy asked me if I wanted to pack, and I was like, well, I have to stop doing heroin if I want to skydive, right? And when I skydived the first
Yeah.
yeah, so when I skydived the first time, I was like, man, that was the only better high than any high I've ever gotten. So I was like, yeah, it'll be worth it, right? So I just quit, and then I started packing parachutes and started jumping, and yeah, um, but I was still drinking at the
So
time.
that's super interesting. That's super interesting that you say that because I'm a I'm a veteran and I take other veterans skydiving, sort of like a trying to do something cool for other veterans. And there was one guy that I took who is in recovery and used to do a lot of drugs and drinking and stuff. And
Right.
as soon as he got on the ground, as soon as he got on the ground from his tandem, he said, "There is no drug. There is this is better than any drug I've ever done," type of a thing. So to hear you say that is interesting because he said the exact same thing. Yeah.
So true, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. It's an amazing experience to
yeah,
jump out
it
of a
is.
plane. Yeah.
It is.
Sorry,
It
I didn't
changes
mean to
your whole
interrupt you, but
view.
I thought that would be
No,
cool.
no, yeah, yeah. No, it changes your whole viewpoint and everything. Yeah, for sure. Um,
So you were doing heroin and you decided that skydiving was better than heroin and so you were able to just quit? Like you were just like,
uh,
I'm done with
so
it? Or that wasn't a struggle at all?
so I hadn't been doing it that long at that time. I just I just gotten to where I had gotten like my first like withdrawal, and so I hadn't been doing it for that long. So, but yeah, like it was definitely hard. It was very hard, Um, definitely took a lot to get
Bro,
through that.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so I quit doing that, but I was still drinking at the time pretty heavily. So, oh yeah, when I started skydiving, I think I might have had like one DUI, and then I got another one a couple months later. So that was two DUIs. And then I had to do like 10 days in jail. So so then I was like, well, that's not worth
Damn.
it. I cannot stay locked up. So I was like, man. So I just quit drinking completely. Yeah, and started smoking marijuana. Uh so then after that, I had a clean record for like 8 years. Yeah, nothing on my record, everything clean. Yeah, so and everything went like forward from that point on, everything was up from there.
That's good,
So,
man.
but I went through a lot.
Yeah,
It took a
that's
lot to
awesome.
get because I was packing parachutes Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays here, and then I was roofing and doing logging during the week. Because the two DUIs, I had to pay like $20,000, then plus pay all the money to start skydiving and all that. So I had to work a lot to pay for all that stuff. So yeah, it took a
Yeah,
lot
for
to keep
sure.
going.
I I have a DUI under my belt as well. Um, I don't know how it is in Ohio, but in Pennsylvania, you can do like a program called ARD, and I don't remember what that stands for, but like if you complete the program, then the DUI then kind of
Yeah, like a
more or
weekend
less goes away,
program.
except for like your driving record.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, you had to go to like some classes and stuff
I had
like
to do
that,
all
and
that.
so
Yeah,
uh, one was enough for me. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's not fun
It
at all.
was not fun. It wasn't cool.
No, not at all.
No, not at all. So, uh, um, yeah. All right. So you're you're doing good. you stopped using drugs, stopped drinking, and like, what's life like now, man? Like, what do you do? I see you
Uh,
at the drop every
so
time I'm there. You're there, so like, I just assume you spend all your time there.
yeah, no, yeah, so I live at like the staff house at Marcy and Logan's, and so I do mostly my own like business, my own work. I do pretty much like handyman stuff. My main work, I guess, is like tree removal and tree trimming. I can take out like big whole trees, um, or climb them and take them down limb by limb. And I can do like roofing, siding, uh, flooring, drywall work, painting, deck, like deck repairs, all kinds of different stuff. So, like everybody just
Yeah, all right. So,
no, go ahead.
uh, I'm yeah, I was gonna say I might have to have you come out to my house because I think I have a whole bunch of trees that need to come down.
Oh
Like
yeah.
the whole like wood line on my yard is covered in these vines that
Oh yeah.
are just killing the trees, and
They
we've had a
take
bunch
over.
like fall down.
Yeah, you want to yeah, like
Yeah,
clear that
it's
out.
it's it's becoming a problem.
It does. It does. It gets
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. So
Yeah, I can come out
yeah,
there
how
and
how
check it
far
out.
away from Parkman do you do work? You'll
Uh,
come to Erie and check it out?
yeah, I'll come out there. I have a job like coming up in Weirton, West Virginia. I go all over. So yeah, I've worked in Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah, all over.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you said you're staying at the staff house there at Cleveland Skydiving Center, which I guess is probably really convenient for you since it's, I would imagine, close to your dad and other family.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's like within a half hour of everybody here, so yeah, it's right
All
here
right.
where I grew
That's
up,
cool.
so it's cool. Yep. And like all
So,
my no, go ahead.
yeah, no, go ahead.
No, so I was just gonna say, so like I'm close by all my like local hunting and fishing spots as well, which is nice. I grew up hunting and fishing
Yeah.
too,
Yeah,
so
sure. So that actually makes me think of another question. How do the Amish hunt? Like, do you guys use guns? Are you allowed to use guns? Like, how does that work?
yeah, guns, bows, arrows, just the same as everybody else. Yeah, yeah, you can like use guns.
All right. Okay, cool. Yeah, right
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
All right. Um, so
yeah.
you said you're in AFFI. You did that in Z Hills, right?
Yeah, I'm not current at like at the moment though, because of like when I messed my neck up, I had to and like stop for 2 years. My like then my rating lapsed, so I would have to do the test over
Yeah.
if I wanted to get it back. But
Yeah. So talk about that hard opening. What happened? Like, what was going on?
I was doing it. I was filming a tandem video, uh, and I just like tracked away on my back at the end, and I just think I didn't slow down enough when I like pitched, and it just like exploded open, and my neck like slammed down against my chest, and then there was a loud pop in like the base of my neck.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I landed, my neck was all sideways like this, and I couldn't move it. I thought I was gonna be like, man, like I thought I broke it at first, but I was like, well, this is it. But made it. And that was a
Yeah.
rough
So
one.
what actually happened to, like, yeah, like, I would assume you went to the doctor and they
So like the like couple days later, I went to my friend recommended me to go to this guy who does massages, and like he has like a swimming pool and I forget what they're called. Oh, like a sauna and like stuff like that at his house that he
Yeah,
does
yeah.
at his house.
Okay.
But so it was a Russian guy, and he used. Have you ever seen where they use a wooden peg and a hammer? Or no? They put it.
No, I haven't.
they put it
Like a
on, like,
chiropractor? Like,
kind of. He puts it like on your muscles and like taps it with a hammer, whatever. But it's just like a small wooden peg.
no.
But so I told him about my injury, and I told him just to do like my back, and not mess with my neck. So he did all like my back and stuff, which was all good. And then all of a sudden he puts the thing like right on my bottom vertebrae and just like hits it so freaking hard, like wham. And there's like a white flash, and I like faded out. And then I came back, and then he puts it on the next one up, and does the next one up again, bam. And then I faded out again, and then I came back, and I was just kind of like laughing really weird. I don't know. It was very weird. But he messed me up for sure. The next couple months were not fun at all. Like every night I would come home from work and like be laying out flat on the ground, and I couldn't move like on the floor, and I always thought I was gonna be like paralyzed and stuff. Man, that sucked. That was not fun.
So this guy did not help you.
No, he messed me up. I'm still messed up today. Oh yeah. And then I
Well,
ended up
yeah, I was gonna
getting
say, how did it get fixed?
so I ended up getting an MRI. And it said that I have two herniated discs. I have a couple big bone spurs right next to the spinal cord. And my bottom two vertebrae are pushed forward, so I have pinched nerves on either side. Um, so yeah,
You think that's from the dude with the wooden peg?
I think so. I think so, man. Definitely.
Damn, that
Yeah.
sucks.
So every day.
So
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, let me ask you this: what's it like as a dude who used to be Amish to get an MRI? What's that like?
It was pretty cool actually. I never been inside like a tube like that at a doctor's. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah,
It was pretty cool.
yeah. All right, right on.
Yeah.
So, how's your back now?
um, it it still hurts. Like so when I like overdo it or something, or I don't uh keep up with my like health, like drink enough water or something, I get really like super super tight up around like my neck area here. And like sometimes after I jump, I get like super sharp bee stings, like super like tingling running down my fingertips and down and like shooting down my arms. Which is not a good thing, probably not, but
Yeah,
but yeah, so
yeah.
and I still do like tree work and climbing and like all that kind of stuff too all the time. So yeah, and I still have the pinched nerves and all that. So yeah, it's a lot of pain every day, but I wouldn't know what it's like to wake up in no pain at all. So, but you just learn to live
Well,
with it, you know?
so yeah, I have, well, not a similar story, but I definitely know what it's like to live in pain. I was injured in a car bombing in Iraq, and I have
Oh, wow.
certainly lots of chronic pain from that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not fun, man. It sucks. It
Yeah, it
sucks all the
does.
time, every
It
day.
does. Yeah.
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 So, do you have any other ratings? Are you like a TI or anything like that?
No, I'm not a TI. I do video. I have my coach rating as well and my AFFI, and I'm working on getting my pro rating right now. I do have a lot of demos under my belt, at least like 50 or so. Um, but I'm working on my pro rating right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say you
Uh,
jump with the flag a lot.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I enjoy doing that. It's a
Yeah,
lot of fun.
yeah. How do you get into that? So like
Uh,
you don't know, but the listeners do. I'm a pretty new skydiver. I got about 250 or so under my belt, and just started flying a wingsuit and stuff. But how do you like? What does it take to be able to fly with like a flag like that? Like, what do you got to do?
all right. So I started out, Tom Sutton, he was doing the demo at the fair, at the Great Jogger County Fair, the local fair here. It's a little over 200 years old. It's a
Yeah.
pretty
Okay.
old fair. But yeah, so he asked me if I wanted to take it over for him when he retired. So I was like, sure. So you have to have a C license to start jumping into like demos, like open fields and stuff. So you have to have at least a C license. So so yeah, once I had that, I started jumping into like golf courses, and stuff like that. We were doing some events for holds of honor. Um, so
Okay.
yeah, so all the money went to like veterans family and paid for their kids' education and stuff. So yeah, I did quite a few demos for
Yeah.
that
Right on.
and like charities for kids into like baseball fields. I jumped into a lot of cool places. It's pretty sweet.
What would you say was the coolest one that you've done?
Coolest one that I've done. Um, hmm. I got to deliver a birthday card for a neighbor girl here that lives here in the neighborhood. One day Marcy was like, "Hey,
Yeah.
you want to deliver this birthday card?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So my buddy Chris and I, we just hopped off. It was just a couple fields over. They had a pond there, so I got to swoop the pond and run up to this girl and uh,
Nice.
this 11-year-old girl and hand her birthday card. That was pretty cool. um, but yeah,
That's awesome.
um, I don't know. There's so many others though that are really cool as well. Like recently was also one of my favorite ones. We did a Mr. Bill. Do you know what a Mr. Bill is?
Yeah, man. It's on my bucket list. I definitely want to do a Mr. Bill.
Yeah, nice. You should do it. Yeah, so recently we did a Mr. Bill with a 600 square foot flag. My friend Shelby and I.
That's huge.
Yeah, yeah. Our exit weight
Shelby
was
May?
like, yeah, Shelby May. Yeah, our exit weight was like 345 pounds, but yeah, it was pretty crazy. But
So what's it like? You know, you do your jump. I assume it's probably a hop and pop, right? And you've got this enormous flag hanging from what, your ankle, I guess, probably. Like, how does that affect like your canopy flight? Like I imagine it's a
yeah,
significant amount of drag and you really have to, you know, I bet perspectives change and maybe even like glide ratio might change. Like how does that work?
definitely does. Yeah. Um, yeah. So we went all the way up to altitude on this one actually. So we have more altitude. Um,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, so the flag I have in a separate container. Uh, it has like a shoulder strap here, and then it has about a 2 foot bag that hangs underneath. So, so I put that on first under my skydiving rig, and then it hangs, and then the bag hangs behind my legs. So, uh,
Okay.
but the flag has a 20-pound weight in it as well. Um, so yeah, so
So that it flies properly.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. So it keeps the end down. Yep. So so she gets a hold of me here, uh, on my rig, right? And then we exit, and
Yeah.
because of all the weight, and so I go and like pitch right away, and nothing happened. So I was like, shit. And we started tipping over head down, and we just started going head down so fast. We started picking up speed. Nothing was happening. I was like, oh man. So I started like I felt something on my legs, and I started kicking, and then it went, and it slammed the shit out of us, kind of. But she was able to hang on, and I was hanging on to her. But we pulled it off. and then she was hanging on me.
So what happened? You just have like bag lock or something for a couple seconds, or
Oh
you have any
no,
idea what actually happened?
it was just because we went we went head down. Like I wasn't able to hold our body position, so we just kind of tipped head down, and the bridle was catching on both of our legs, kind of. It was keeping it from
Oh,
getting
okay.
on. Yeah,
Yeah. Man, you got lucky.
yeah, 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 for sure. But yeah, so we open
So
up, and then
so
she,
that was the Mr. Bill?
yeah, but then she climbs up on my shoulders, uh, and then stands in my lines. And then Levi is recording and taking pictures, flying beside us. And then as she's standing there, then I drop the flag, um, and we fly around. But it was a lot of
Right on.
fun.
So at what altitude does she get off your shoulders?
She got off at about 5,000 feet. So,
Okay, so plenty of time for her to, yeah, get away
right.
and
Yeah, she had at
deploy.
least
Yeah.
like 2,000 feet.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Where did you guys do that one at?
This was here at Cleveland. So,
So before you do a demo jump like that where you're gonna fly a flag into, a a baseball field or, a golf course or something, do you do like a lot of practice? Like, do you do practice there at Cleveland to figure out
yeah.
how it flies? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So anytime you have a flag, you always put like targets out and then practice hitting your target, landing as close as you can every time, you know? And in like different winds, like crosswind,
Yeah.
downwind, you gotta be able to land every which direction, right? No matter what.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I'm always doing hop and
So how
pops
many
and
times
working on
do you think you
accuracy.
would practice that?
I do it on every jump. Boy, like I always pick a target before I go up.
Well, I
Like
mean,
I want to land in a certain spot.
yeah.
But I practice like with the flag a couple times a week, you
Well, I
know,
mean, like,
at least.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. How many times do you actually practice, like, with the flag? Because I think everybody, or at least I would hope everybody, has a general idea of where they want to land and try to hit that spot. But it's got to be a lot different with a flag hanging off you, especially a 600 square foot one. Like that's not
Yeah,
small.
yeah, it's different. Like you have to stay closer on your pattern. You have to stay closer to your target. And you fly a lot in breaks. Uh, so you're pretty much can like sink in and come straight down, you know. Um, yeah, it's
Yeah, like
a
a
lot
typical
different.
accuracy type landing. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But you normally have
right on. So
like a
what are
bigger
your?
canopy. No, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, well, no, that makes me want to ask, what size canopy are you usually jumping with a flag like that?
Yeah, so I normally use like a 265 square foot. So
Okay.
yeah, so it's a big canopy.
And what do you jump normally?
I have an 84 square foot velo.
An 84.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it
That's
a
like a
lot.
postage stamp, man. That's so small.
It is. It's a lot of
Oh my
fun.
god. I jump a 188.
188. Hey, you can still
Yeah,
swoop
man.
that too. Like that's where you
Dude,
start.
that's so tiny. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I don't think I want to get into swooping. Like I feel like that's just a way to hurt myself. I have a lot of fun in free fall, and I'm having a lot of fun learning how to fly a wingsuit. I feel like getting that close to the ground is just a good way to hurt yourself. And I'm getting
yeah.
old, man. I don't need to do that. I don't need to hurt myself like that.
Yeah, no, 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 you
It
don't.
does look fun though.
It is fun. You have to be like pretty precise, like pretty. It takes like quite a while to, to get the sight picture and the. It doesn't take much,
Yeah.
uh, like when you're going that fast to get it to react. So your movements are very precise on the rears and toggles and stuff. So, but yeah,
Yeah, man.
they're a lot of fun.
I'll leave that to guys like you. So what are your goals? You got about 1,300 jumps. You're doing these demos. You're doing everything you're doing. What are your goals with skydiving? What do you want to do next?
In skydiving, I think next I want to focus on jumping into stadium.
That pro
So
rating.
yeah, yeah, like deliver football
Have
to
you
start games and stuff like that.
Yeah, have you been like approached to do that? Is that why you want to do that, or is it just something that's like the
Um,
next step? Is that like the next evolution to what you're doing, or have people actually come to you and said, "Hey, will you do this for us?" But you're like, "Hey, I can't do it yet because I don't have the rating."
yeah, that's funny. So just the other day, a friend came up and asked me if I want to do a prorated demo for him because he's going to be out of town. Uh, so I needed two people to deliver a game ball and a flag. So I missed out on that. I was like, man, but yeah.
So, are you working on your pro rating now, or is that
Yeah.
something you're just hoping to do in the future?
No, I'm working on it right now. You have to do 10 jumps in a row. I have like 7 more jumps to do, and then take the test. But it's not it's
Yeah.
not
So
it's not too
those
bad.
three were good though.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah,
You landed where you're supposed to do. It's what is it, like a 10 by 20 box or something that you're supposed to land in?
yeah. Yeah, it's like 20 some feet, something like that. But I land pretty close normally. Like uh I've been doing a lot of demos and practicing my accuracy a lot, so I can pretty much land right next to it or right on it pretty much every time. But
So when
I think that
you
might come from like growing up at the drop zone as well. I grew up, I knew I wanted to do it, so I watched exactly when they would like come in and flare and like what height. I would just like
Right.
watch them every day when I was a kid.
So yeah, so when you go for your pro rating, are you jumping the velo, or like are you allowed to use different canopies? Because obviously, like you said, you're jumping at 265 with the flag. Or like when you go for the rating, when you do those 10 consecutive jumps, are you allowed to do it however you want, or like how does that work?
So they go by wing loading. So you have to have like a wing loading
Okay.
of 1.3 or lower. So that's how they do that. Well,
Okay.
and then if you want to get like a higher rated one for like high performance canopy, you can do that as well. But it's like a whole nother thing,
All
I
right.
think. But yeah.
All right. All right. Well, so I've got two more questions for you, if you
All
don't mind.
right. No.
Um, what was your favorite jump of all time? Like what was something that you did that was just like the coolest thing in the world, and you'll probably never top it?
Oh man, I have to think about it for a second. Um, that's so many cool jumps.
Could have been like your first jump that like sparked the passion. It could have been like a really meaningful jump with friends, like it could have been the first time you jumped a flag, just something awesome that'll
Yeah,
always stick with you.
that's what I mean. There's so many. The coolest one. That's hard. Yeah, probably like the other day when we did, or like the other week when we did that Mr. Bill with the flag. That was one of the hardest. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that was one of the hardest, coolest jumps that I've been wanting to do for a while. So that was pretty cool that we pulled it off.
Right on.
um,
Right on. And you think that
and
was probably top of your list because it was hard to do?
that, and it was like the lighting was perfect. So it was like beautiful, like right at golden hour. So we were just flying into the
Yeah.
sunset. A couple Levi was flying all around us. Yeah, it was pretty sweet. She was just standing on my shoulders. We're just flying into the sunset with Lake Ladue in the background and Cleveland. Um, so it's pretty
Yeah.
sweet. Other than
Right
that,
on. That
I
sounds
would,
awesome.
yeah. Other than that, I would say, probably a jump with Don Schwab, um, doing like the swing jump. I'm sure you've seen people do that
Yeah.
one. Yeah, that one's really fun to do.
Yeah, man.
I like that one as well.
Yeah. That's another one I would like to do someday if I'm ever fortunate enough to do it. That looks a lot of fun.
Yeah, you should do that one. That one's a lot of fun.
I saw who was it? Celia last year. She was in the parachutist with Dawn doing that, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah, she made it in there. That was
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Those are some sweet shots.